Vandeham Shri Shri Guru Vaishnavamsya Saprajatam Sahagana Saji Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Shri Vishakanitam Sya Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidamane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaudavani Acharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatari Jaya Sri Krishna Jaya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shivasadi Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna. Very happy to be here with all of you after a long gap in Avataridesh. And thank you for your enthusiastic welcome. Today, I have been asked to speak a little bit about Bhagavat in the Bhadra Purnima event that was just passed. How many of you know about the fact, or you've taken part in the whole Bhadra Purnima event by distributing Srimad Bhagavatam? Okay, quite a few. Thank you. So I'm just going to speak a few words on Bhagavatam and why Bhadra Purnima is very important for us. There is a instance of Prabhupada speaking about why some of his disciples are very good at distributing books but are not reading his books. You heard about that? Prabhupada said, the only complaint I have about my disciples is that they distribute the books but they don't read the books. So then I looked into the internet and I made a presentation on reading reform, why we should read. So I'm going to take a few. If I knew that I'm supposed to speak, that I would have brought that presentation. But anyway, there are a lot of interesting quotes that I have collected. And why, out of all the books of Prabhupada paid a lot of importance to Srimad Bhagavatam. And he was very concerned about completing it and everything. So there's a conversation inside Bhagavatam. You have known, all of you know about it, between Vyasadeva and Narada Muni, right? And the first canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam also, the first shloka says, Tene Brahma Hridayadi Kave Mukyanti Yat Surya. That originally the Bhagavatam was spoken by Krishna from the heart of Brahma. Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavi is Brahma. And it was 4 shlokas. It's called the Chatushloki Bhagavatam chapter. You would have read that. And then it became expanded when Vyasadeva composed all the Vedic literature, the Vedanta Sutra and the Puranas and everything together. When he became morose, he became sad. And then he thought about his guru, and Narada Muni appeared. And Sri Narada Muni gave him advice as to why he is feeling morose. He is feeling morose because he has not directly spoken about the absolute truth, not done direct marketing. He has done a lot of indirect marketing. So he said we should simply speak about Krishna, his pastimes, his supreme absolute truth. In this way, Vyasadeva also in the conversation recognized that it must be because I have not done this directly. I've done indirect marketing. Varnashram Dharma is indirect marketing. Demigods worship and all that is indirect marketing. More And in this way, you involved everybody in all these types of indirect affairs. They are not directly told, this is the main purpose, this is the goal of life. So then he composed the Bhagavatam. Some people say that he had already composed all the Puranas. So in that Bhagavatam is included. So what do you mean? So he had composed. But he had not composed it in the way that Narada Muni had told him. So he composed, and there Narada Muni expands and explains to him the Bhagavatam again. The Bhagavatam from 4 shlokas becomes bigger, some 133 shlokas. He hears that. Then he goes and composes the Bhagavatam, redoes the whole thing with all this information and importance and everything. It is 18,000 shlokas. That's what we are reading. Vyasadeva then wanted to convey this Bhagavatam to his son, Shukadeva Goswami. We know the story that Shukadeva Goswami just refused to even come into this world, and Vyasadeva had to go and get Krishna from Dwaraka and please convince him to come out and continue his regular life. And then after Krishna had come and convinced him, Shukadeva Goswami appeared and they just walked away even without looking at his father and mother. He was simply going off and he went into the forest. He was already a Brahmagyani, Brahman realized person. And he didn't want any contact with anybody in any way involved in anything in this material world. And he just left. But the real thing happened when in the forest he heard beautiful shlokas of the Bhagavatam being chanted by the disciples of Vyasadeva. And he became very attracted, especially they were chanting the shloka Ahobakiyam Stanakalakutam Jika Sayayadavi Sadhavi Leve Kadim Dhatri Ukticham Tatonya Kamva Dayalu Sharanam Vameva. He heard this and his meditation broke. He said, what a beautiful shloka. Kamva Dayalu Sharanam Tumeva. Whom else will I surrender to? Because he is so merciful that even to Baki means the sister of Bakasura. Putana came and she actually wanted to kill Krishna. But Krishna gave her position as a nurse in the spiritual world because she came with the mood of a mother wanting to breastfeed him. And so that little attitude she had, and she appreciated the beauty of Krishna, very beautiful child, very powerful child. And because of all of that positive thing that she had, although she came to kill him, he killed her and he gave her a position in the spiritual world. So the shloka says, Kamva Dayanam Sharanam Tomeva. Whom else can I surrender to? Who is more merciful than this? In this way, when he heard this, he went to those people. Who are you? What did you chant? He asked them, what did you chant? So he said, Bhagavatam shlokas. Where did you learn from? Vyasadeva came from Vyasadeva's ashram, where his students. हमने वहां पर सीखा और कुछ बोलो तो बोलने लगे श्लोका बोलने लगे तो he became very attracted. Then he went back with them to the ashram. He did not see his father when he was born. He just walked off even without seeing his father. But the Bhagavatam attracted him to go back to his father, to the ashram. And from there he learned Bhagavatam from his father. This is the power of Bhagavatam, attracting Shukadeva Goswami. Then he learned the Bhagavatam there. And he became a complete lover of Krishna. The Brahmavali exposed to Krishna consciousness and Krishna's Leela, वो पूरी की पूरी 100% रस भक्ता रसिक भक्ता बन गए. तो वो आई वहां पर कहां पर जहां पर परीक्षित महाराज ऋषि मुनि जन के साथ बात कर रहे थे. I've been asked to speak a mix of both Hindi and English to you a little bit. So I'm trying to do that also. So वहाँ पर आ गए. Shukadeva was a very beautiful description of appearance of Shukadeva Goswami. Wonderful. So what an amazing personality Shukadeva Goswami is. You can understand that he's coming there and परीक्षित महाराज उनको स्वागत करने हैं और आसन में बिठा दिए. लेकिन ऑडियंस में कौन है? आप जानते हैं ऑडियंस में कौन है? व्यासदेव. नारद मुनि है. व्यासदेव का पिताजी पराशर मुनि भी है. वो सब बैठे हैं वहां पर और सुखदेव गोस्वामी वहां गए और उनको सब देखे. अरे पिताजी यहाँ पर है, ग्रैंडफादर भी यहाँ पर है, पराशर मुनि, नारद मुनि है. उनको नमस्कार किया है यहाँ से, उनका आशीर्वाद दिया, आसन में बैठ गए. एंड ही आंसर्ड परीक्षित क्वेश्चंस. ये ऐसा है पोजीशन जैसे कि मैं अभी यहाँ बैठ रहा हूँ भागवत करने के लिए और वहां पर बैठे मेरा गुरु महाराज जयपुता स्वामी महाराज. तो ठीक है, वो चलता है. भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद भी बैठे हैं, उसके ऊपर भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर भी बैठे हैं. कोई हिम्मत है हमारे पास यहाँ पर बैठ के भागवत क्लास देने का? मैं चले जाऊंगा कहीं, नहीं तो भूमि तो खुलेगी तो नीचे जाऊंगा. Right? So he sat down and spoke. Who? Why? Why Shukadeva Goswami could sit down there and speak? Vyasadeva wanted to hear from him. This is the meaning of Shukamukha Amrita Dravasamvitam Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamadayam Urahu Rasika Bhumi Bhavuka. Because when it came out of Shukadeva Goswami's mouth, it came with rasa. It came filled with rasa. Sukhamukha Amrita Dravya Samvitam Pipatham Bhagavatam Rasamadayam. Who was sitting there to hear it and drink it again with rasa. So that is why it is a Rasika Grantha. It's filled with the rasa of relationship with the Lord. Actually, this is a deep topic. But Rasika Bhaktas would love to hear that. So it is not that, अरे हम ही लिखा है, I am the author of the Bhagavatam, क्या बात कर रहे हैं, हम जा रहे हैं, नहीं. Vyasdev is hearing from his son. Is hearing from his son because it's about Krishna and it is about rasa-oriented relationship of Krishna with his devotees. That when you get absorbed in, then you become an addict of Bhagavatam. You become an addict. You want to read that again and again. Muhuraho rasika. Again and again you want to read Bhagavatam. So that is why if you start reading the Bhagavatam, you will become attracted to the Bhagavatam. You become attracted to Krishna. So then you will really know what is the meaning of a devotee. Devotee ऐसे नहीं वो भक्त है, वो कृष्ण का भक्त है, कभी भी कीर्तन करता है, वो पूजा करता है. The external world looks at the devotee in a different way. But inside the devotee, what is going on, they don't know. They don't know what is going on. He is enjoying. He is very highly blissful. Why? Because it is there inside the Bhagavatam. The capacity to make him blissful. That rasa tattva is happening. Right? That's why the Chaitanya Charitamrita is very nicely described. Bhakti in its full format is there in the Bhagavatam. Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Prema Tattva Sara, Bhava Tattva, Rasa Tattva, Leela Tattva Ara. All these things are happening inside the Bhagavatam. Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Prema Tattva, Rasa Tattva, Bhava Tattva, Leela Tattva. All these things are unfolding in the Bhagavatam. And a Rasika person, he just goes on licking it. The Bhagavatam is filled with shlokas where it says that licking the honey. It repeatedly speaks about it. It's actually true. It's actually true. So when Shukadeva Goswami spoke, it was filled with the nectar. Everybody was hearing Parshad Muni, Narada Muni, and Vyasadeva were also hearing. All the Munis were stunned. And what to speak of Parikshit Maharaj? He didn't eat, he didn't sleep, he didn't drink even water. And then what? Then what about? What about this? What about this? Completely absorbed in Krishna. And Shukadeva Goswami also was saying, "Wow, very good question." I answered. And then he went on answering. Both were very absorbed in talking about Krishna. The topic is rasa filled activities of Krishna. And it is slowly peaking. It goes and peaks in the 10th canto. In the 10th canto, it peaks in the Rasa Leela. So that is why uh, Bhagavatam contains all these amazing, deep information meant for a devotee. A devotee, how he can actually dive into the ocean of the Bhagavatam and what are the levels of experiences he can have if he is serious about that. So this is mentioned in the Bhagavatam. That is, Jiva Goswami is arguing in his Bhagavad Sandarbha and saying, therefore, Bhagavatam is not Smriti. Although it is come in the category of Purana, it is Smriti. And then one section of Shankaracharya's followers will say Bhagavatam is not very superior because it comes in the category of Smriti. Shruti is superior. Upanishads are superior. But Jiva Goswami will argue and say that actually the Bhagavatam is Shruti because Arthoyam Brahma Sutranam Bharatartha Vinidnaya Gayatri Bhasha Rupo So Vedanta Paribramita, which explains that the natural commentary of the Vedanta Sutra is the Srimad Bhagavatam. Natural commentary of the Vedanta Sutra is Srimad Bhagavatam. That is why Gaudiya Vaishnavas don't care about writing a commentary. Of course, they were challenged, and Baladev Vidyabhushan with the Govinda Bhashya, you know that story very nicely. But really speaking, we don't read the Govinda Bhashya, actually, read the Srimad Bhagavatam. And that was meant for fighting with some other personalities who challenged. But Bhagavatam is extolled and spoken about a lot. So this conversation between Narada Muni and Vyasadeva, and then the subsequent conversation between Shukadeva Goswami and Parikshit, and how Shukadeva Goswami reveals Krishna and his glories. And then it is coming and pointing towards actually Radharani. In our Bhagavatam that we have produced in the VBT in Malayalam language, we put Radharani's lotus feet in the Bhagavatam. Many people don't notice it, they think it's Krishna's lotus feet. वो सोचते नहीं देखते नहीं लेकिन actually it is Radharani's lotus feet because the most important pointing is towards Radharani. Anayaradito Nunam. Shukadeva Goswami does not want to speak the word Radharani with his mouth out of respect for her and for her great love for Krishna. There is saying out of all the gopis, there is one gopi who is excelling in serving Krishna. That's all he mentions. Right? So the Bhagavatam points at the great love of the Vrindavan Vasis, especially the gopis and of the gopis, especially Radharani. It's Mahabhava. Uh, and one certain says this is the highest stage. And the Bhagavatam keeps on speaking everywhere about chanting the holy name. Chanting the holy name and Bhagavatam are synonymous. बोथ एक ही है. प्रहलाद के बारे में बात करते हैं. गर्भाजन मुनि नवयोगेंद्र मुनि वो महाराज निमि से बात करते हैं चैंटिंग और युग धर्म के बारे में. और भीष्मदेव बोलते हैं और शुक्राचार्य भी बोलते हैं संकीर्तन के बारे में. आपने सुना है? I was speaking yesterday in Dubai. They asked me to speak about Vamanadev. I'm recollecting that shloka that जो वामन देव बलि महाराज को नीचे सुतल ग्रह में भेज दिया। उसके बाद थोड़ा रिलेशनशिप बिल्ड करने के लिए, डैमेज कंट्रोल करने के लिए शुक्राचार्य से आके बात किया। ऐसे बात किया कि आप कितने बड़ा ब्राह्मण है, आप याद करते हैं, होमा करते हैं और वैदिक प्रिंसिपल सब फॉलो करते हैं, सबको सिखाते हैं, आपका कंट्रीब्यूशन बहुत अच्छा है, और कि उनका थोड़ा प्रेस होता रहा। तो शुक्राचार्य को थोड़ा समाधान हो गया, क्योंकि ऐसे शिष्य थे बलि महाराज, उनका बहुत क्या बोलते हैं क्लोज शिष्य थे। लेकिन आई थिंक उन्होंने जो कुछ भी वो बताया उसको नहीं, विपरीत उन्होंने वामन देव को सब कुछ दे दिया। सो ही वाज वेरी एंग्री। जो कुछ भी हमने हार्ड वर्क करके इतना बढ़ा दिया, प्रोग्रेस किया, सब दे दिया विष्णु को। हमने बताया तो नहीं ये वामन, ये ब्रह्मचारी नहीं है, विष्णु है। He did not listen. He gave, and everything was lost. So शुक्राचार्य was सब बिगड़ गया हमारा पूरा प्लान। एंड प्रभुपाद बोलते हैं परपोर्ट में इसका प्लान था कि थोड़ा ज्यादा बख्शीश मिल रहा है। कहाँ से? बलि महाराज का ग्रुप से, असुर से ज्यादा मिल रहा है, तो अभी सब कुछ चला गया। Because Bali lost everything now, where I will get my dakshina from? So he was more concerned about that. So भगवान वामन देव आके उनसे उसका थोड़ा प्रेस किया, तब बलि महाराज खुश हो जाए। खुश होने के बाद वो बताए कि एक्चुअली मेरा सीक्रेट आप नहीं जानते हैं, मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ। मंत्रतस तंत्रतस चित्रम देश कालार्थ वस्तुतः है। मैं जो मंत्रा तंत्र सब करता हूँ, जो ये कर्म सब करता हूँ, जो होमा यज्ञ सब करता हूँ, संजीवनी और पुनरुद्धारण किया, हमको पुनर्जीवन बलि महाराज को सब दिया। कैसे कर रहा हूँ? ये होमा यज्ञ सब कर रहा हूँ। मंत्र तंत्र छिद्रम, उसमें सब कुछ ना कुछ दोष होता है, कुछ ना कुछ दोष होता है। भगवद गीता में कृष्ण ने बताया कि दोष होगा। कहाँ बताया? सर्वारंभा ही दोषेन धूमेन त्रिविभावः। Every endeavor in this world has got some dosha, just like fire is covered by smoke. Everything, some problem is there. So Shukracharya told, ये सब दोष तो जरूर होगा, लेकिन मैं क्या करता हूँ? सर्वम करोति निश्चित्रम अनुसंकीर्तनम तवा। I plug all the holes by chanting the holy name. This is the real secret. This Shukracharya is telling, I did that all along, and that's why Bali Maharaj became very powerful. क्या किया? संकीर्तन किया, इसलिए तो होमा यज्ञ सब सक्सेसफुल हुआ। जब होमा यज्ञ से सक्सेसफुल हुआ, बलि महाराज सक्सेसफुल हुआ। सो असुर लोग जो सक्सेसफुल है उनका भी हरिनाम संकीर्तन से सक्सेस हुआ। शुक्राचार्य बोलते हैं, इट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग कमेंट। तो इसलिए में भागवत में देख सकते हैं कि हरिनाम और भागवत दोनों एक ही है, सिनोनिमस। जहां पर हरिनाम है वहां पर भागवत है, जहां पर भागवत है वहां पर हरिनाम है। All great personalities are glorifying. हरिनाम, भागवत, ब्रजवासी में राधा रानी, ये सब रिलेटेड है। That is why the Bhagavad contains all these secrets. The holy name, about Radharani, about the Brajavasis, about Bhakti, Rasa, Bhava, and you name it, Leela, everything together. Packed, powerful package, direct Krishna consciousness. Simply if you read the Bhagavatam, it is enough. श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर ने बताया, इस दुनिया में जो कुछ भी लिटरेचर है, जो कुछ भी पुस्तकें हैं, सबको बड़ा बॉनफायर में लगा दो आग, सिर्फ भागवतम को रखो, कुछ तरफ की लॉस, कुछ तरफ की नष्ट नहीं होगा। There will be no loss. Simply keep the Bhagavatam and burn every other book. There will be no loss, he said. Bhagavatam contains everything that you need. Contains everything that you need. So imagine what Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada has done. He has taken the Bhagavatam, distributed it all over the world. They are publishing Bhagavatam in more than nearly 50 languages now. More than 50 languages. In Bhagavad Gita, more than 87, 90 languages. He distributed Harinam, distributed Bhagavatam all over the world. He did exactly what Vyasadeva was told to do by Bhagavatam. And he took this all over the world and gave it to everybody. जैसे कि बहुत बड़ा इमरजेंसी है सबको दे दी जब we celebrated we produced Malayalam Bhagavatam set and offered it to Prabhupada on the 50th anniversary of Jaladuta's arrival in Cochin, Kerala. August 21st, 22nd, 1965, it docked in Cochin. And it docked there, waiting for the Bhagavatam to come from Bombay and to be loaded in the Jaladuta. Prabhupada wait करी वहाँ पर. And the ship also had some other things, so it was in there. Bhagavatam आया और Prabhupada ने load किया 200 copies, first canto, second canto, third canto. He loaded inside. इसलिए प्रभुपाद से पूछा, हम सुने कि आप अमेरिका जा रहे हैं, स्वामी जी. Because those days Swami ji going to America, why are we going? बोल के बहुत आश्चर्य में थे. So प्रभुपाद जी ने उत्तर दिया कि मैं नहीं जा रहा हूँ, भागवत जा रहा है. I am accompanying. Very amazing reply again. And then later I said, why did he say this? मैंने पद्म पुराण में वो कहानी पढ़ा, भक्ति देवी के कॉन्वर्सेशन में नारद मुनि से. वहां पर भक्ति देवी बोल रही है, विदेश गम्यते, I will leave India and go to the Western world. And this, she's going through the Bhagavatam going. And it is Prabhupada who's taking Bhakti Devi through Bhagavatam to the Western world. It is exactly happening like it's predicted. And it is prophetic. And Prabhupada knew that I am the person supposed to do this. It's very interesting. Prabhupada एक morning walk में जब चल रहे थे, उनके शिष्य ने उनसे पूछा कि चैतन्य महाप्रभु स्वयं भगवान कृष्ण है, उत्तम पुरुष, परम पुरुष, परम ब्रह्म, परम धाम, पवित्रम, परमम भवान, पुरुषम, शाश्वतम, दिव्यम, आदिदेवम, अजम विभुम, जैसे कृष्ण ने अर्जुन से बताया. तो वो सोच से तो कुछ भी इच्छा, उनका जो कुछ भी इच्छा है वो हो जाएगा. वो परम पुरुष है, परम शक्तिमान है, सर्वशक्तिमान है. If he thinks he can do anything, तो हम इतना हार्ड वर्क कर रहे हैं प्रचार करने के लिए. And you are 70 years old, you are walking around, going, traveling, preaching, putting all these things. If he wants, he can कर देते ना. हमको क्यों इतना कष्ट में डालते हैं भगवान? ऐसा नेचुरल क्वेश्चन पूछा है. भगवान आपका बॉस है तो उनसे बोलो ना, कर देंगे, वो सर्वशक्तिमान है. आप क्यों इतना कोशिश करते हो इतना ऐसी उम्र में? So Prabhupada stopped immediately, took the walking stick and pointed and said, because he wanted me to do it. He told, he is not doing it because he wants me to do it. I am the person supposed to do it. And it will happen. You people, help me to do it. And he told, all of you disciples and all have been sent by Bhaktivedanta Thakur to help me to propagate this. So Bhagavatam, taken by Prabhupada, distributed all over the world, an amazing contribution to human society. सब लोग नहीं जानते हैं क्या है, क्या मिला हमको बोल के, लेकिन Prabhupada has done the super duper contribution. Nobody has done what Prabhupada has done. No leader can do market the holy name and market the Bhagavatam and Krishna consciousness all over the world. No marketing man has ever done this. It's a commodity that will never sell. He has marketed it very successfully. And because he said, I'm supposed to do it, and it will happen. So, Bhagavata, he is a Bhagavata, and he is propagating the Bhagavata. This all fits in very nicely Krishna's plan. That is why when Prabhupada said, I have one complaint about my disciples that are reading my books. और कुछ लोग बहुत चतुर होते हैं और एक्स्ट्रा इंटेलिजेंट भी हो जाते हैं और प्रभुपाद का बुक नहीं पढ़ते हैं, पूर्व आचार्य का बुक से पढ़ते हैं हम। रसा, वो कृष्णा पास्ट टाइम में धरानी सब, लेकिन बेसिक फिलोसफी नहीं जानते कि मैं शरीर नहीं हूँ। प्रभुपाद के पास गया एक डिसाइपल, उनसे बताया कि प्रभुपाद बेंच में बैठे थे, प्रभुपाद कुछ लिख रहे थे और उनका स्पेक्टिकल सब ऐसा था, लिख रहे थे। वहां आके ये शिष्य ने बताया प्रभुपाद से कि प्रभुपाद, हम भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर का पुस्तक पढ़ रहे हैं और भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर हमारा मोस्ट फेवरेट, नंबर 1 फेवरेट ऑथर है। प्रभुपाद जी से बताया, बहुत बोल्ड आदमी है। प्रभुपाद जी से ऐसा बताया, सो प्रभुपाद जी ने बोल के ऐसे सुना, चुप बैठा। तो वो और बोलने लगे भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर के बारे में बीच में, और एक बार बताएं कि भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर माय मोस्ट फेवरेट ऑथर। तो प्रभुपाद चश्मा उतारा और उनसे देखा, घूर के देखे, भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर इज योर सेकंड फेवरेट ऑथर बोल के रिज्यूम अगेन। I like this instant so much. ज्यादा बात नहीं किया, he told him Bhaktivinoda Thakur is your second favorite author. Who is first नहीं बताया, वो समझ नहीं गया, वो समझ नहीं गया। तो you see, Prabhupada is telling first read my books. I introduced you to Bhaktivinoda Thakur. What do you know about Bhaktivinoda Thakur? And he is bold enough to say Bhaktivinoda Thakur नहीं, मैं हूँ आपका नंबर 1 author. Nobody will be bold enough to say that. And he knows that Bhaktivinoda Thakur is not going to think bad about it. I will introduce everything that Bhaktivinoda Thakur has said. I have written in my books for you in an understandable way. If you read Bhaktivinoda Thakur, you will not understand. You go and read Bhaktivinoda Thakur's books, you cannot understand. उनका इंग्लिश कोई नहीं समझ सकता है, इसलिए तो एक सैंपल बुक हमको प्रोड्यूस किया। क्या? ब्रह्म संहिता। आप पढ़े? कितने लोग पढ़े हैं ब्रह्म संहिता? या ग्रेट डिफिकल्टी, 2 डिक्शनरी रखने का साथ में और एक सेंटेंस में 4 वर्ड्स निकालने का है। Very difficult to read it. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur told Prabhupada, if you ever get money, print books. आपसे आपका गुरु ऐसा बताएंगे तो क्या करेंगे? गुरु महाराज का बुक सब पब्लिश करेंगे आप। Prabhupada did not publish Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's books. He wrote and he published books. तो कुछ लोग समझेंगे, अरे यार गुरु बताएं, और गुरु is a big author, publisher, press, and he written so many books. So if he has told you, if you ever get money, publish books, उनका books publish करने का है कि नहीं? उसको translate करने का है कि नहीं? हाँ? Prabhupada wrote books, and he told these books are not written by me. They are dictated by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and I am writing. दूसरी जगह बताया गया, Krishna is sitting on my shoulder and dictating to me, and I am writing. And then he was reading the book, and he said, have you seen any author reading his own book? And the disciple, no, they will not read, they will write another book. Then he said, I am reading these books because they are not written by me, they are written by Krishna. And he, with great pleasure, is reading the book and is hearing Krishna book. So these books are not ordinary books. And Prabhupada's Bhagavatam is also not ordinary Bhagavatam. If you read the purports, you will see. So that is why we should read them, we should distribute them. We should read them and we should distribute them. If at all you want to give the best gift to anybody, you must give the Bhagavatam, the Bhagavad Gita. If you really like somebody very much, you must give them the Bhagavatam. Because I like you, you must read Bhagavatam. Best gift to give people. And the best time to give is Bhadra Purnima. It does not matter if you are not given yet, if you are still taking orders now, today also. A Bhadra Purnima extension it is called. है कि नहीं? Yeah, it's an extension. If you want to sponsor today Bhagavatam, also you can sponsor. We will offer it as offered during Bhadra Purnima. You will get special effect. Anybody wants to do that today? Anybody wants to offer Bhagavatam to somebody today? Nobody. Okay. After. Right? Sir, okay. Solution. So, any questions? 40 minutes. Which prashna hai? Any questions you have? Yeah, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you for encouraging us about reading Srimad Bhagavatam. So my question is from Maharaj. Um, in the lifestyle here, quite busy and more of materialistic. Um, so you have the, the intensity and the way you present it is like Srimad Bhagavatam is full of rasa and you have to dive in and it's like it is not a Bhagavatam which it looks like it's not a Bhagavatam which I read because I keep going, come out. Like it's like a tick box, read at least one shloka a day. And so how do I make myself enthusiastic, re-energize and look for that rasa. The rasa comes first, or it looks like should have that aspiration or love that is already or how it is.
I have to give the class again. Anyway, I understand. It's a practical question that you're asking. Uh, you see, we have so many other duties, responsibilities that we have. I agree. We do have many responsibilities. We get absorbed in that. We don't have time. Sometimes you should examine exactly whether this is true. You just get programmed by the mind regularly. No, you don't have time. You're very busy. You have to do that. You have to do this. You have to do this. It's the mind programming you also. When you read Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam, you tend to examine what that reasoning is because your intelligence wakes up. And is it true that I don't have time? Is it true that I'm very busy, that I cannot read Bhagavatam? Ask yourself this question first, very clearly. Is this true? Or is it true that you don't pay importance to the Bhagavatam foundationally? Although you know it is important, you want to say these things and not give it the importance that it deserves. Is it also true that you pay importance to those things which you like to be important? This is a big psychological trap inside. If you're intelligent enough and if you're getting counseled by a devotee, he will tell you that this is what's happening to you. We are all running under programs. Since you asked a deep question, I'm giving you a deep answer. Our first responsibility is to actually see, because so wonderful things are mentioned about the Bhagavatam. Why should I not indulge in it? It's so good. It's full of adventure, it's romance, it's action, it's an action-packed thriller in some places. It's got tales of amazing things of demons, ogres, and ten-headed villains, and heroes, and Pandavas, and you name it. Every character that you always wanted to know about and always wanted to like is there in the Bhagavatam. Why will you not read it? Why will you not read it? It's got the highest form of romance and love and prema and what not. It's got. But we must that's why examine our value systems. What is important in my life? So it helps you to do these things. If you read, like you said, I'm taking good, that's the first step. We are doing the sadhana of reading the Bhagavad. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. You're doing first step. But the next shlokas tell you what will happen to you if you continue to do this. Tada rajastamo bhava kamalo bhava yasche chetayeti ranapam sitam. Then vidyate vidyate drishta evatmanishwari. It says that it will bring you to the point of realizing who you are and also see Krishna face to face. This is what will happen. But it starts with doing it as a sadhana. So you understand that I am in my initial stages of my development of love for the Bhagavatam. I am at least reading it, but definitely I like to go beyond this. I like to fall in love with Krishna. I have that capacity and the potential. And the more I know about Krishna by reading even in the sadhana, the more I actually fall in love with Krishna. That is Krishna's invitation. Actually, whole Bhagavatam is about a romance. Krishna is telling that in Bhagavad Gita also. He's telling Manmana Bhava Mad Bhakto Madhyaji, fall in love with me. Is that what he's trying to say? Manmana, who else will say things like this? Become a devotee means what? In real, local, in common parlance, it means fall in love with me. It's exactly what he's saying. Arey, anybody else you have tried falling in love with is a failure. It will not happen. But I can reciprocate with you. It will, I guarantee you, it will be successful if you fall in love with me. That's what he's saying. But we're not doing it. And the Bhagavatam is full of these love stories of people who fell in love with Krishna. That's what it is. That's why it's called Rasika Grantha. For lovers. It's a huge, big time romance of the Jiva with the Supreme Lord and stories of this romance. If you put it, bring down the whole Bhagavatam in common parlance and you tell people it's all romance, it's all about falling in love and reciprocating, they may get more interested. That's what I market. It's a romance, it's a love story, it's a great love story of all times. The Jiva falling in love with the Supreme, absolute truth. Right? So if you look at it that way and if you understand the value it as God, there's a good chance that you think and make a decision that I should set aside other things and do this. It's beckoning me. Right? So right now you may be doing it as a sadhaka, reading every day, which is very good. That will, if you do it, with great uh, force and great determination, it will lead you to do more and more and gradually lead you to what you want it to be. Okay? Yeah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much for the wonderful class and the inspiration to read Bhagavatam. Maharaj, in the second verse, Dharma Projita Kaitavo Atta Karma Nirmat Saranam Satam. So it's mentioned that one of the seven glories of the Bhagavatam is Bhagavatam is only realized by one who is Nirmat Sara, who is without envy. Much like in the Bhagavad Gita, also Krishna says, I am speaking to you, Arjuna, because you are Anasuyude. So while we read the Bhagavatam, the standard to realize it seems very high. Like, without envy seems very high. So how do we get to realize it? Will we realize it?
Well, when you get admission for doing your MBBS and you get inside, obviously it's a long way to become a doctor and read this and that and do a surgery. Obviously, you're not a doctor yet. But there's a good chance you become a doctor at the end of that whole tunnel of education if you follow things properly and do it. So it's not that I have to become free from envy, lust, greed, and everything, and have an angel with a halo on my head and my feet not touching the ground. Then I can read the Bhagavatam. It's never going to happen like that, right? You start reading the Bhagavatam like a sadhaka. Rupa Goswami has mentioned out of the 64 angas, these 5 angas are very important. One of them is reading the Bhagavatam, chanting the holy name, reading the Bhagavatam, association, worshipping the deity, staying in a holy place. So he has mentioned read the Bhagavatam. As a sadhaka, you should read. Bhagavatam itself is saying that to remove you from the passion and ignorance that is attacking you. Vidyate hriday grantis, tada rajastamo bhavaha. It says you should start. It doesn't say only if you're in Sattva-guna you should start. You should start right now, from where you are. And then gradually, like a spiral, you would move. Right? So I am envious, I am lusty, I am greedy, I am everything. And the cure for that is to start reading the Bible. It doesn't say pre-qualification is usually a pure devotee. It doesn't say that. There are a whole lot of shlokas in Bhagavatam speak about this only, about purification by reading the Bhagavatam. So we go in that spirit. We start reading the Bhagavatam. We will slowly become non-envious. We slowly lose lust, greed. So take the Bhagavatam as a sadhana and read. Then slowly you elevate yourself to liking the Bhagavatam, loving the Bhagavatam, speaking it to everybody else, distributing it information, and you become a lover of Krishna.
Corollary Maharaj, that means we can also distribute the Bhagavad.
Yeah, of course. Prabhupada didn't say that whom it should be distributed, whom it should not be distributed. Distribute to anybody and everybody. Take it onto the streets and talk all sorts of things and distribute to people. They're doing that. Yes, we must. Okay? Hare Krishna, you bringing on again. அப்படியா?
கிருஷ்ணா மகாராஜ் நம்ம கோயம்புத்தூர் டெம்பிள் இங்க வந்த மாதிரி எனக்கு சந்தோஷமா நிறைய இருக்கு.
Only on the Tamil side, only there. Hare Krishna. Yeah, और कोई प्रश्न है?
For new sadhak, Hare Krishna. For any new sadhak, what to read first, Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam?
In order to understand the Bhagavatam fully, you must have a basic understanding of spiritual life. For that, you must read Bhagavad Gita first. And you have a basic understanding of Bhagavad Gita, it is easier to delve into the Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam starts where the Bhagavad Gita ends. The Bhagavatam, you get a very high understanding of the supreme absolute truth. Krishna is presented as Krishna, the supreme absolute truth. He is not so much presented as God. God presentation Krishna does in the Bhagavad Gita. I am Aham Sarvasya Prabhu Matasarvam Pravartate Mattah Parataram Na Anyat Kinchidasti Dhananjaya. He presents himself as God. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. But in the Bhagavatam, he becomes subservient to his devotees. You really see Krishna, his character, his personality, everything in the Bhagavatam.
How much to read per day? Srimad Bhagavad Gita.
24 hours you read it.
Video.
You ask me a open-ended question, so I will give the answer.
That's true. 24 hours is not possible, but how much minimum?
So you read as much as you can. The more, the better. Okay? Yeah, she's got a question. You can ask question in Malayalam, in Tamil, in Hindi.
explanation as well, Dharmaswara. Maharaj, while serving Krishna, there are different stages in serving him. So, in material world, we mechanically sometimes serve like as a responsibility to do certain things we will be doing it. So how to develop that mood like in Dasana Baba, Dasana Baba, that's several stages. So there is a difference between this material world and spiritual world that Babas are, because how much in material world we know we are doing in that way of serving. So is there any difference in the spiritual world that's how much we can develop?
Very deep question you're asking. But I'd like to tell you, I'm happy that all of you are asking these type of questions because you must be reading the Bible. You see, I again say that we should follow the Acharya's order. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada has said certain things to do. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. You just do it, start doing it. You don't have to think about should I not, what will happen, this is this, that, and all that. There are many things that we can think about and feel discouraged about spiritual life, etc. But it's healthy for us to think this way also. It makes us understand where we are and it makes us understand how merciful a Vaishnava is, like Prabhupada coming all out and giving us this information. And if we had not known this information, we would have been just a nobody, completely ignorant, suffering. Now that we know, we feel a different type of misery. That is, I'm not good enough to do this properly. But that also is a healthy feeling in one sense. So do not become morose and anxious and depressed. Then it defeats the purpose of devotional life. So a little feeling like that, it keeps you healthy because it keeps you going. But beyond that, the real question you're asking is, we are doing all these things, it is a little mechanical. Is there something wrong? Is there something more that I can do to put things together? The mechanical portion of it, what is called sadhana. Sadhana means what? Sadhana means in very simple language, doing something you don't like to do. That's what is sadhana. Then only we'll get to know what it is. Sadhana kids ask them to go to school, they don't like to go to school. They have to do homework, yeah, study their way out. पहला जो kindergarten में भेजते हैं उनको that never leave the mother and go to the class. Why? I don't want to know. I don't know what this place is. I don't know. But gradually, over a period of time, that kid will run to school, leave you. Why? After 3 4 months, you got a taste. There are friends, there is games, there is fun, there is lots of things happening there. There's nothing happening with you. Go run to the school, learn all sorts of things and become different. Why? Is no more sadhaka. Is developed attachment for the company of the other friends and everything that he has, but develop a taste for being in the school. Similarly, initially it is mechanical, boring, because you're not getting that rasa. But that rasa and all is something, it's not a formula based thing. It's not that, oh, I chanted for so long, why am I not getting that bhava, that rasa? That comes by Krishna's mercy. It's mentioned. That comes by Krishna's mercy. Prabhupada told us it is simply, you have already started chanting, you have already started doing bhakti yoga. It's just, gradually it will happen. It will happen. So you have to be a little patient. And the great fortune is that you are already chanting Hare Krishna, reading Bhagavatam, rendering service. You value that. You're doing something great. This is what you're going to be doing even after you become so-called pure devotees. Not that you're going to do something different. You're already doing what you're supposed to be doing afterwards. It is just that you're not getting the taste. Prabhupada explained that raw mango and ripe mango. He said both are mango. It will slowly become mango. So you have to wait a little patiently and carry out what it is. Prabhupada has given us so many different types of varieties of services to do. You engage yourself in that. You chant Hare Krishna and develop a taste for chanting Hare Krishna. You read Prabhupada's books. You distribute them. You share Krishna consciousness with others and offer it sincerely to Krishna without any possession and all that. And gradually, bhakti awakens in the heart. Bhakti awakening in the heart is a private affair with Krishna. It is between you and Krishna. And it depends on how much you are exercising your deep internal devotional muscles. Externally, you can do many things, achieve many things. I chanted 64 rounds, I distributed 64 sets of Bhagavatam. There's this thing, I built this huge temple, I did all very good, very nice. But we should also learn to develop our love for Krishna out of all these things. That's the meaning of sadhana. The definition of sadhana is it awakens the dormant capacity for you to love Krishna. But the sadhana itself is not going to do that. But you should also be involved in doing it. Lord Chaitanya gave a very good example of. He gave an example of the lady who's having an affair with another person. Grahasthini, what is it? Shloka, it goes like Parabhyasinini Nari Yagrapi Graha Karmashu Tat Swadayant Antar Navarasanga Rasayana. A very brilliant example. He told that this lady is having an affair with another man. Because this boring. Same fellow here, same kids, same house, same car, from the morning to evening, same shelf, same kitchen, same, and my husband's face also same. Boring. बोल के वो और दूसरा आदमी से थोड़ा affair है, and she feels very thrilled with that new fellow. And the affair. Navasanga Rasayana. Newfound rasa. She's enjoying it. Therefore, she is doing her household duty very fast. Husband is thinking, what a nice wife I have. Everything she's done for her. Children are very happy. She sends everybody, go to office, you go to school. Then she sits and enjoys association with the other person. Thinking about the fact that she can enjoy that association, she is doing her duty very nicely. So Lord Chaitanya said, your love affair with Krishna is like that. It's actually an extramarital affair. Your love for Krishna is not dependent on your situation here. You can develop love for Krishna. Because of that, you will do all your duties nicely. It is independent of your material situation. If that happens and it clicks, then you don't care about all these things. You happily will do anything you tell to do. Kyunki Navasanga Rasayana. I'm enjoying inside. So love of Krishna is like that. It's got nothing to do with your external affairs and material. You know, I'm very busy, I don't have time for that. You will be in love with Krishna and do everything nicely also. I hope I've explained to you. Right. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. Anantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Nittai Guru Premanande.